Hello, online sellers. Jordan Malik, founder of HonestOnlineSelling.com, FindSpotter.com, publisher of a number of books on selling on Amazon and eBay. And I'm putting together my 2014 to-do list. And I wanted to elaborate on the list that I'm making. First, I want to talk to some of the sellers who are just starting out selling on Amazon, or maybe this is their first year. You likely saw a lot of this. These are screenshots of people sellers who put their numbers on Facebook of their, particularly their 30-day mark sales. So this is like from middle November to middle of December 2013. There was a lot of success here, and you'll see here 454,000 in the 30-day mark from this seller, right? There was also this seller did 67,000 here. There was also this seller who did 113,000 and just a 30-day mark. Now, the reason why I say this is a couple of things. One is this is inspirational for me because many of these sellers have just started selling on Amazon literally like this year or halfway through 2013. By comparison, let me show you my sales for that, roughly the same kind of 30-day period, which was 28,168. Okay, for the entire year, I'll do 144,500. Now, the reason why I'm showing this to you is that when you start seeing numbers like this, and this is not a slight against the people that posted these. I'm sure that they are all great business people, and I'm sure that their profit margin is considerable. But their profit margin is probably, in many cases, maybe not this example, many people are posting these numbers. You have to ask yourself when you're watching this, what's their net profit? Truthfully, what is their net profit? Because there's some people who are buying merchandise on credit, right? So this fellow may have bought, might have spent $300,000 on credit to buy inventory. You have to ask, what's their ROI? Meaning, what's their net profit? Are they eking out a 10% profit, 20%? These are still impressive numbers, but you also have to ask how many employees they have. Are any of these people renting a warehouse? They have employees they have to pay. Because right away, Amazon's going to take away roughly a third. Okay, so out of all your Amazon expenses for the business, all the Amazon fees, the fees to ship the items to the Amazon warehouses, the commissions, the pick and pack fees, etc., Amazon's going to take roughly 30%, maybe as high as 35% in some cases. So for this fellow, you're already knocking out a third of this. Then you have to ask yourself, what are they paying for their cost of goods sold, right? Their cost of inventory. Did they pay, $10 a unit, $20 a unit on average? And then you have to ask yourself, if you're going to do this type of volume where you're shipping 14,000 units to Amazon, you've got to have a warehouse and employees. So if you're just starting out, I don't want you to get discouraged. Many of these people, by the way, are doing this in a full-time, full throttle. Somebody mentioned they were working 8-hour weeks and they haven't had a vacation in a year. That's okay. I'm not against that. But see, by comparison, my month was $28,000 in December. My full year is probably going to be around $150,000 in shipped product sales on Amazon. But my wife and I work this very part-time. This is a very part-time business for us. I'll get into that in a minute. This was the year of the dollar goods for us. A lot of the merchandise that we bought literally for $1 or even less at liquidation stores or thrift stores or yard sales, and sold these individual items for $9, $10, $11, $12. So our ROI, our percentage profit from 144,000 in sales is genuinely going to be somewhere around probably 60% after all of our expenses. Remember, it's just us. We don't have employees. We don't have warehouse space. In other words, we're going to make about, out of 144,000, our profit will be like 80,000, 80, roughly 80,000. So we're doing significantly better than a 50% ROI. So probably going to be doing about a 55 to 60% ROI, but our cost of goods sold was very low. Okay, so we also work this very part-time. In May and in June, my wife had a gallbladder problem that really sidelined her, and I have to rely on her for a lot of the scouting and procurement of merchandise. So she was really sidelined. To see our sales, ship product sales for May were very low, right? 4,000 and 3,000. So when we're not working, when we're not, let me rephrase that. When we are working the business, we're probably averaging maybe 15 hours per week, 15 hours for her, 15 hours for me. Even in the peak season in December, November and December, on average, remember average, because some weeks we don't work the business at all, really, or we'll work very little. And some weeks we're doing scouting for, 30 hours a week and coming home and posting and shipping and packing. So we're doing a 40-hour week apiece. Excuse me, but on average, we're probably doing about 15 hours a week. So you figure 15 hours a week times 2 is a 30-hour work week on average throughout the year for that's the equivalent of one part-time person total, right? And you're looking at $80,000 pre-tax profit for the equivalent of a 30-hour work week annually. Okay, so I had to start out small as well. Now I've been selling on Amazon for several years, 3 or 4 years now. Like I said earlier, some of these people have been selling just for a year or less, and they're pulling in these types of numbers. So you have to consider: do they have employees? You have to ask yourself: do they have employees? How much have they been paying for their merchandise? You could do $1 million. You could do $1 million in sales. Anybody can do that, right? But how much are you paying for your goods, right? If you're paying $900,000 for your goods, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you're paying, say, $500,000 for your goods, and then you have Amazon's got to take a third out of the 1,000. That's $300,000. You're maybe well left with $100,000 profit margins. I'm not dismissing these people here. I'm not saying that they're lying about their profit margins or whatever. I mean, many people don't share their profit margins. I do. But don't be discouraged by this. And remember, I started out very small. I started out 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, being driven around. I had no car. My father-in-law was driving me around the libraries. In 2011 or 2010, I was buying books at libraries for 25 cents a piece and selling them, and that's how I got my start. And now today, my wife and I make a sizable income. I have a number of income streams. Amazon FBA is just one of them, but we make a sizable income stream by putting in relatively, little effort. Is it hard work? Sure it is. Can it be crazy during the Christmas season? Absolutely. Are there risks? Absolutely. But in terms of, easily making a 6-figure business, if my wife and I are doing this and we're only working the equivalent of 15 hours a piece, imagine an individual just one person who works 50 hours a week at this. They can easily make this, a 6-figure business total, net profit annually. So I don't want you to get discouraged if you're just starting out by looking at these big numbers. Please don't get discouraged, because all this is possible, and you also have to balance your reaction against what's the hidden information behind it. Is there a warehouse with 10 employees, right? Is their cost of goods sold favorable? So what I want to do is go over my to-do list of my goals, and you can copy me if you want, but I want to kind of inspire you, because I have to make some big improvements as well. I have some Amazon FBA goals, and you can read this honestonlineselling.com. I want to automate and outsource more of my monthly bookkeeping. Like I said, I have multiple revenue streams. So every month I have to crunch numbers from Amazon and PayPal and my credit card payment processor and send those to my accountant. I need to move away from that. I've been doing that myself. I want to outsource that to an employee from Odesk or replacemyself.com. Normally I'll probably payment for an international, somebody who's internationally based, like a Philippine employee, is going to be about $150 a month. Yes, they have access to your platforms, your PayPal, your Amazon, but there's safeguards you can put around that so they can't be transferring funds around. Okay. I'm going to make more aggressive, larger inventory buys. My wife and I have been doing a lot of what I call onesie, twosie stuffs, onesie, twosie purchases, 1 of this, 2 of this, 10 of this, 25 of that. So thanks to what I learned from Jessica LaRue, and the link to all her stuff is in this blog post called My To-Do List for 2014 at honestonlineselling.com. I learned a lot from Jessica LaRue about buying liquidation, excuse me, and I found liquidation retail stores. I found one actually near us just recently. So I'm going to be doing more liquidation buys and probably much larger buys for a reduced cost and get into larger quantities. I have goals for my info products. Many of you go to jordanmalik.com. You've probably read a number of my books. They're down here. They're all on Amazon. They've all been bestsellers on Amazon.com. I'm going to create a free ebook for download or that you can read on the Kindle that's going to help beginning Amazon sellers make a first step kind of critical decision. If you've been selling on Amazon already for more than 6 months, the book's probably not going to help you. But this is going to help them make a critical first decision. That's about the most information I can give away at this time. But make sure you subscribe to my blog so you can be alerted to that. You go to honestonlineselling.com, and the sign-up form to sign up for my blog newsletter is on the right side. I'm going to be giving away free coaching calls, separate topic, right? So right now my coaching calls are paid. You can go to jordanmalik.com and click on Let's Talk to see that. And my coaching calls are roughly $200 an hour, but I'm going to be giving away some calls for free. They're going to be 15 minutes long each, but I'm going to be giving away some every month so I can give some free advice. Just sometimes somebody just has a call with me for 10, 15 minutes and they have more than enough information they need to help them become more profitable and take their business to the next level. I'm also going to post more on my blog more frequently. So right now I'm posting maybe once a week on average. I want to do that, increase that to double that, at least twice a week, so I can give away more free information to you. And my last major goal is that I really want to spend 5 minutes a week thanking a customer personally, or a business partner, or a fellow Facebook group member. A lot of us that are in a position where we're helping others, or we're teaching others, or people are subscribed to us, or people have paid for an ebook, or paid for a service or a subscription. We're not individually thanking them. Many of us are making blanket thank you statements, and I think that's kind of unfair. So all of us in this position need to do a better job thanking people individually for their inspiration or for their purchase or what have you. So I want to be doing that, a little more of that every week. So that's all I have to say for now. So good luck in your 2014, and I hope you get inspired by what I've written. None of us are perfect. We're all trying to find ways to improve our business. If you have any feedback, please go to honestonlineselling.com. The to-do list for 2014 blog post, you can type your comments beneath. Or if you want to reach me privately, you can go to honestonlineselling.com and click on the envelope icon and send me a private email. Good luck, and please have a safe and happy new year.